Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my sinking funds. As you can see here, I only had 2 transactions this month, which is really nice because I have been depleting this account over and over again and doing a lot of transactions since last October, and it's nice to see it kind of slow down again to the normal transactions. It should be an easy sinking funds closeout for the month of March. Now I am going to draw a line here and here because I don't want to write a whole bunch of zeros. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to get budget this and close this out for the month because April is fast approaching. Today, I think, is the 27th. So we still have a few days left, but I have so much to do and a lot of videos to film for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and get the ending balances. Those will be my new beginning balances for April. And then have my high yield savings. I don't know if I'm going to have my debt update up before this video or after this video. But I do have a debt update. We did have to withdraw money from our emergency fund. We did pay our taxes, and that was pretty close to what we paid in our taxes. And so we are paying down the credit card as well as paying the tax that we owe for the Roth conversion. I'll show you that in my closeout video when I close out the month of March. That is where you're going to see that. For right now, we're just going to close out the sinking funds and see what's in the high yield savings, and that will be that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this kind of set up here. And we're going to go through everything. So obviously Amazon Prime, it's not due until September. So we had $62.80 plus the 56. And that left us with $75.36. Next, I've already written out, and it's a new sinking fund. Amazon Music used to be a bill in my bills, paycheck 1 time period or the monthly budget. You would see it there, but because we're not doing it monthly and I did an annual subscription with Amazon Prime, I paid for this year, which was $115.54, and then I found out what it would cost, $115, because that's the annual total. 54 I paid for out of this account because my account has obviously enough money to support that, but then I had to pay it back as well. So my sinking funds transfer is a little higher than I'd like it to be, but it's because I'm repaying this and I'm also repaying DoorDash, and I had to repay Orkin this month. Next month I'll have tax prep to repay, so we got a lot going on here. So $115.54 is what it cost for us. We do pay tax on the subscriptions with Amazon Prime and Amazon Music. That divided by 12 gives me $9.63. And if I take 9, let's divide this. 1926 divided by 2. So yeah, $9.63. I doubled that in order to have this paid off, this negative paid off, and a build up to the month of March of next year with that same amount put aside. So that's where I'm at right now. So this is my first month with this. So I started with nothing. I put $19.62, which is double the payment I would need to save up for a year in order to pay that off, that negative off, as well as build up. So when we get into the halfway point between now in March, you'll start seeing this go from red to black, meaning it is going positive, and we will be all set up there. So currently all I owe left is $96.28 for the Amazon Music. Apple 365, that is just a subscription with my laptop, so I can have the Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and all those Microsoft products on an Apple product. We have $12.38. and we're adding $6.19. All of these, when they come due as far as a bill, are fully funded, and then it goes back to zero, and then I start again. So I'm never fully funded. So I always have to make sure that the funds are in there and I pay them. And it's just the savings account. I prefer to do everything electronically, mainly because I don't have a bank where I live. My bank is nowhere near me anymore. But I always banked online. I have no problem doing that. We have $18.57 for Apple 365. Xander Identity Theft, I have $49 and I'm adding 12 this month, so that is $61. I have $5.30 for Norton plus another $5.30 and that is $10.60. Add $100 for Canva, that's $110. Add $10 a month. Next month that's going to be less, mainly because April is when it comes due, April 6th. It will be like $119 and some change, like $119.40 or something like that for me. I kind of make $10 a month, and then on the last month when it's due, I put the exact number I need, and then that I don't put more than that. So why transfer more when you don't have to, especially with a tight budget like ours. $48 plus another 12. That's $60 for Epidemic Sound. That's the music you hear at the beginning and throughout my videos. I have $64 negative here, so I still owe $64 in DoorDash. Again, I'm doubling the minimum payment to needed for DoorDash for 1 year. I'm kind of doing 2 years in 1 year, basically. So it's another way of if you want to set up a sinking fund for something and you want to be a year ahead on some of these subscriptions, you can kind of do that. You can double what it costs every month to do that, and then you'll be a year ahead, and that will help you in the future if you want to keep a subscription or not. So I'm going to put $16 minus the 64, and that gives me a negative 48. So I need my red. I always use red for anything negative so I can pay attention to what I'm doing. So now I have home maintenance. It's $94.20. A while back I purchased something. I am adding $50 to that. That gives me $144.20. You're going to see next month a $50-some charge. We purchased grub killer to discourage moles from coming onto the property. When you have a lot of moles, they make the ground really soft and a lot of holes. So if you kill their food source, then they won't come. And we want to try to make our yard more safe than what it actually is and things like that. Now I owe $15.01 to Orkin. They raised their price by that amount. I just added it to what we needed, which was $52, which was the new amount. So I had to calculate, okay, what did I spend in March for Orkin when they came and did their treatment around the house that I have done every year. And then I took that new number, divided by 12, came up with $52, and then I added the $15.01. We are at $52 now. Make sure my math's right. Yeah, $52. All right, next we have propane. We are at $100 now. Still haven't decided if I'm going to use this and pay part of what I need to pay on my debt on my credit card, or just keep saving this until the next time I need propane and just pay the debt another way. Haven't really decided. Normally we only need one tank fill up for our propane for our fireplace in the winter, but it was so cold this winter and all the things that we had to get it filled twice, and it's about $2.50 each time we fill it. Next we have trash, so we have $60 here. That will come due next month, and I will adjust the deposit amount to fit exactly what we owe for the auto draft for the trash company. The next thing we have is car maintenance. $93.90 is what we have in there, plus the 50. That brings $143.90. So if I need an oil change coming up or anything like that, I have cash for it. Hopefully nothing else is needed. Taxes and tags. This is for the vehicles. We have $188.78 plus $20 is what I've been doing. I take whatever the taxes and tags were for the previous year, divide it by 12, and then give myself how much to deposit. And that is $208.78. And then gifts, birthday, Christmas, all that stuff. This is $400 now. We do $100 a month, so that works out pretty good for us. Escrow, I've been starting this, so next year when they reassess the property value for property taxes in the escrow account for a mortgage, instead of rolling what I need for the shortfall into the mortgage price or the mortgage payment, that's what I should say, I'll have cash put aside that I can make a payment toward the escrow for the shortfall. And so I have $50 sitting there. I was able to do that and not spend it this month so far, and I'm really excited that I'm able to get that in there. We're still at $14.30 dividends left over. I haven't been adding any dividends because I haven't had enough in my account to do it. Too much goes in and out, but that's okay. So now what we need to do is total how much was withdrawn and what the ending balance is totaled here. And that will give me what I need for the new beginning balance going into the month of April. So that's what we're doing right now. I just realized I didn't talk about tax prep. So we did spend $365.54. And we did because the Amazon Music and the tax prep. I have a person that I go to help me with my taxes. This year it was $250. I had $240. Why do I pay so much? They're the professionals. And I don't want my taxes screwed up. I had a Roth conversion. I had taxes from a different state that were pulled from my husband's military retirement, in a state we haven't lived in since Virginia, and it took forever for them to process the fact that we didn't live there anymore, so they quit charging our account and refunding us every year. I actually got a refund of $150 from Virginia. We haven't lived there since August of 22. So it's just one of those things. And so I just want to make sure the taxes are done correctly. And this was a really good tax firm. And I just have them do it, and it works out pretty good. Probably not next year, but the year after, I will probably start doing my own taxes because they'll be simpler and I won't have to deal with multiple states and things like that. We'll see. We will see if I'll keep doing it this way or another way. Okay, so the next thing I have here is these totals. I'm going to total this up and be right back. Okay, sitting in our our savings account for these sinking funds is $1,354.43. That is the total. That is the number I see on my bank account, and it matches, and we're good to go. Next, we have the high yield savings tracker. This is a Edward Jones account, and we recently had to purchase a whole new HVAC system. If you see my debt confession, you're going to see the actual breakdown of that a little bit. And it was eventually, the total was $12,000. So we moved over $15,000. $9,000 of it was to go to the taxes that we owed on the Roth conversion, and then the rest of it we're just putting on the credit card to pay down the debt that we owe on it. From putting the HVAC system onto the credit card. We wiped out taxes for 2024, and then we also took out $6,000 for the debt we owe on our credit card. And I'm going to run the totals here. So originally we had $24,000 plus the 9,000 plus 1,085.40. I don't know why I didn't total this up before, but this was the beginning balance or the ending balance of February going into the beginning of March. And this is what we had, $34,058.40. And then we added $126.21. We didn't add it, but the interest earned on this account was $126. It won't be that high anymore. It'll barely reach $100 because of how much we've taken out. But I'd like to start rebuilding that as well. When I think it's going to be May. In the month of May, I'm going to be doing an auto draft for this account and having money build back up in there. It'll start out small and then we'll get bigger later because we have debt we got to pay off first. We withdrew $6,000 plus the $9,000, $15,000 total out of our high yield savings to pay taxes and pay off the debt. Pay down the debt, I should say, not pay it off. I didn't use any of the interest money, so that's $0. And then we're going to figure out how much interest total we have. So 126.21. We have $1,021, or not 21, $211.61. That plus the $18,000 for the emergency fund. This gives us $19,021. Again, $211.61. So that is what we have in our high yield savings account. But if I take this number and divide it by 6.5 and divide that by 2, that is roughly what my husband brings home a paycheck twice a month. I budget $14.12. This is $14.77. So I have 6.5 months still of emergency fund in a high yield savings that I don't want to touch. I want to keep letting it grow. So I'm hoping the emergencies are done. I'm praying that the Lord's provision takes care of and helps us not have to have another emergency. I would like this year, the rest of this year, to be non-emergency fund related. I feel like I've just been in emergency fund mode for forever now because we've been cash flowing a lot. All right, so that is what I have here. I'm glad I still have our emergency fund. I'm glad we have 6 months. I would like a year like I had before, but that's okay. That's not going to happen for a little while. And God is definitely humbling us to not be in control and to allow him to be in control. Sometimes he takes us to the point of, okay, you're not going to have enough, but I'm going to be there for you when you need it. That's what I am depending on and relying on with him, and praying that things go well in the rest of this year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my sinking funds closeout. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
I never thought in the wildest dreams